Hello students, we are discussing the point that is regulation of the gene expression from the topic molecular basis of inheritance. In the last lecture we have seen some of the important points from this regulation of the gene expression, and here in that point we have seen that the structure of the lac operon, how the promoter, operator, regulator, structural genes are situated, their position in that lac operon. Today, the same point, that is the lactose operon or the lac operon, we are now going to discuss in detail. So the next point of the today's lecture is the lac operon. Lac operon stands for the lactose operon. It stands for the lactose operon. This lac operon or the lactose operon is an inducible type of operon. It is an inducible type of operon. Then what is mean by inducible type? Inducible type of the operon means such a operon which can be on by presence of a certain small molecule, and that molecules are called as inducer. So in presence of the small molecule, in presence of the inducer, when operon gets switched on, then that type of operon is called as a inducible type of operon. Inducible type of operon means operon gets switched on in presence of the small molecule, that is called as a inducible operon, and that small molecule is nothing but that molecule is an inducer, that is a lactose. So this operon gets switched on in presence of an inducer, and that inducer is nothing but this lactose sugar, that is called as the lac operon. In the previous lecture we have seen that generally in E. coli the source of energy is a glucose. So normally glucose metabolism operates in this E. coli. But when we give that E. coli culture medium a lactose sugar, at that time lactose metabolism get operated in that E. coli bacteria. So Jacob and Monod proposed the operon model in relation to the E. coli for the lactose metabolism. So same point that are going to discuss here, but in today's lecture we are discussing in detail the role of the promoter, regulator, operator and the structural gene. Because in previous lecture we have seen that where the promoter is present, where the operator is present, where the position of the structural genes, which enzymes are formed by the structural genes. But in today's lecture you will get clear idea about how the activity of the structural genes are controlled by operator, or we have seen one term that operator genes activity or the switching on or switching off of the lac operon depends on the operator. So this point we will clear here how this operator gene decides the switching on or switching off of this operon. So here again we draw the same diagram of this operon for the discussion of this lac operon. See here the diagram which is given in our textbook is not important. The diagram which we are going to discuss here is from the NCERT book. So you should concentrate on this diagram only, because it is very easy to understand the concept of the lac operon. Okay, so here we have drawn the figure of the lac operon in the previous lecture. Same figure here we are going to drawing, we are discussing here. See here, this is the promoter, this one is called as a regulator, again there is a promoter, then there is an operator, and then there is a structural gene, and that genes are called as a ZYA. Last lecture we have seen this diagram. Promoter, there are two promoter sites. In between two promoter sites there is a I gene, that is called as a regulator gene or the repressor gene. Then there is a O operator gene, and ZYA are the structural genes. Okay, so in this lac operon we have to discuss the role of each gene in this lac operon. So here first see that this lac operon model consists of following component. This lac operon consists of following component. First one is called as the regulator gene. first one is called as the regulator gene. Second one is the promoter gene. This is called as the promoter gene. Then third one is the operator gene. This is called as the operator gene. Fourth one is the structural genes. Fourth ones are the structural genes. Z, Y, A are the structural genes. And the fifth one is called as the inducer. But here you should know that this inducer is not a component of this lac operon. The components of this lac operons are only these four genes, and these are the regulator genes, then the promoter genes, then the operator genes, and the structural genes. So inducer is not a component of this lac operon. If there is a question asked for the MCQ that is one of the following is not a component of the lac operon, then you should know the answer of that. It is a inducer, and inducer is nothing but it is a small molecule on which depends the lac operon, either it gets switch on or switch off. Okay, that we have also seen in the yesterday's lecture. But again you should know that inducer is a small molecule which decides whether the lac operon gets switch on or gets switch off. So this is about these different components of lac operon. Then we'll discuss in detail the each component. So first we'll see the regulator gene. So first we'll discuss here it is the regulator gene. The name itself indicates that it has some regulation on this lac operon, because due to the activity of this regulator gene, it decides whether the operator gets switch on or the switch off, because this regulator gene has direct connection with this operator gene. How it is? So first we will see the position of this regulator gene. This regulator gene is present. This regulator is present near the promoter region. Okay, it is present near the promoter, or we may say that this regulator gene is present before the promoter region. So first point is that where regulator gene is present, it is present before the promoter region or in between these two promoter region. This regulator gene is present. It is not present near the operator or near the structure gene. So first point is very clear that this regulator gene is present before the promoter region, or we may say that it is present in between these two promoter region. Role of regulator gene is that this regulator gene always produce a protein, and that protein is called as a repressor protein. What happened here? This regulator gene first produce the mRNA molecule. This produce first the mRNA molecule by the process of transcription. Okay, this mRNA molecule later on forms the polypeptide chain, that is we call as a proteins. So this regulator gene first produce the mRNA molecule. This mRNA molecule later on form the polypeptide chain, and this polypeptide chain means here we can say that this mRNA molecule form the protein, and the name of that protein is called as the repressor protein. The name of that protein is called as repressor protein. So very important thing is that if the question is asked that repressor protein in the lac operon is produced by, so this repressor protein is produced by this regulator gene. Okay, so first function of the regulator gene is that it produces the repressor protein, and this repressor protein which binds to the operator region, So in the previous lecture we have seen that this repressor protein binds to this operator region, okay, and it blocks this operator region. But when it happens, when in the surrounding of the E. coli, the inducer is absent, and inducer is nothing but the lactose sugar. That means in another word we say that when the surrounding of the E. coli do not have lactose, do not have inducer, at that time this repressor protein which is produced by this regulator gene get attached to this operator site, and it blocks the operator site, and that's why what happened? The RNA polymerase, which is always present at the promoter region, all this point we will discuss here. But the thing is that the repressor protein binds to the operator, and due to which this operator do not allow this RNA polymerase, which is present initially at the promoter site, toward the structural gene. And as the RNA polymerase is not coming to this structural genes will not produce the mRNA, they will not produce the enzyme, that is beta-galactosidase, beta-galactosidase permease and transacetylase, and there will be no metabolism of the lactose. Okay, there is no metabolism of lactose. All these things are happen when the inducer is not present in the surrounding of E. coli, when the lactose is not present in the surrounding of E. coli. But here we are discussing this regulator gene. So first two things are very important. Regulator genes are present before the promoter region or in between these two promoter regions. Second point is that function of the regulator gene is the production of the repressor protein, and this repressor protein in absence of inducer attaches to the operator gene, blocks the activity of oppressor gene. Repress means inactivate the activity of the operator genes, and that's why these operator genes do not allow this RNA polymerase from promoter to the structural gene, and that's why structural gene do not produce any mRNA, any enzyme for the lactose metabolism. This is the first point from this regulator gene. Then the second gene, that is called as the promoter gene. And see here, another thing is that in this regulator gene, thus the repressor protein is also called as a regulator protein because it regulates the activity of the operator. In other words, we can say that the activity of this operator genes is under the control of this repressor protein. When the repressor protein binds to the operator, that operon gets switched off. When the repressor protein do not bind with the operator, that operon gets switched on. So repressor protein is also called as a regulatory protein, which regulate the activity of the operator gene. Then second point is that the promoter gene. Promoter gene, in the process of transcription, we have seen that this promoter region is that region on the starting of the DNA. Okay, this promoter region is that region on the DNA segment on which the enzyme RNA polymerase bind. So here also this promoter region, which is present in this figure at the start of this lac operon, and on this promoter region, both these promoter regions are there. On this promoter region, the enzyme RNA polymerase bind. What is the role of this enzyme RNA polymerase? The RNA polymerase enzyme is responsible for formation of the RNA. Okay, so when this RNA polymerase bind to this promoter region, then and then only there will be mRNA formation occur. So see here, this RNA polymerase is there on the promoter region. Okay, due to this RNA polymerase move from this promoter region to this regulator region, and with the help of RNA polymerase, which is first at this position, it moves towards this position, and when this RNA polymerase moves towards the regulator gene, with the help of this RNA polymerase, this regulator gene form the mRNA, and that mRNA then form the repressor protein. Okay, then what happens? This RNA polymerase again moves towards this. First this RNA polymerase is here, it moves to the regulator gene. With the help of this RNA polymerase, regulator gene form the mRNA, because without RNA polymerase there will be no mRNA formation. Okay, so this RNA polymerase then move toward this promoter region. Okay, so what is there? That is the promoter region. We have to see the role of the promoter region. These promoter regions are present. These promoter regions are present near to the operator gene. These are present near to the operator gene, or which may also say that they are present near the regulator gene. So in the last lecture I have told you that the position of the E gene is also important for the MCQ point of view. So you should know first the figure very well, then you can answer the different questions like that. This promoter is present near to operator, promoter is present near to the regulator gene. And what is the role of promoter? Promoter is that region on which the enzyme RNA polymerase bind. Promoter region is that region on which the enzyme RNA polymerase bind. on that region, enzyme RNA polymerase bind. Very clear? Okay. Now see that one another important of the promoter region is that the base sequence on this promoter region. Base sequence on this promoter region. See here, operon. The diagram of operon is nothing but an DNA molecule. It is an DNA molecule, and on that DNA molecule you can see that promoter, regulator, operator, structural gene. So it is nothing but an DNA molecule. It is nothing but an DNA molecule. So on this DNA molecule, the promoter region is that region on which the enzyme RNA polymerase bind. It is the first thing. And another thing is that the base sequence of the promoter region, the base sequence of the promoter region decides the base sequence of the template strand. That means the template strand by which there will be formation of the mRNA by the structural genes. So that template strands base sequence get decided by the base sequence of the promoter. According to the region, base sequence of the DNA on the promoter region, the base sequence of the DNA of the template strand will be synthesized, and where template strand require here on which mRNA will be formed. So these are the two important points of the promoter region. That means first, RNA polymerase bind on the promoter region, and second, the base sequence of the template DNA. Template DNA means what? The DNA strand on which RNA is produced, which we call as a template strand. So base sequence of the template strand get decided by the base sequence of the promoter, and template strand is required for the formation of the mRNA here, and from that there will be formation of the different type of enzymes. Okay, so these are the two important points which are related to this promoter gene. Then the third gene, that is called as the operator gene. Third gene is called as the operator gene. So this gene is very important. First we will see the position of this operator gene. Where these operator genes are present? These operator genes are present in between. These operator genes are present in between the promoter and the structural gene. Operator genes are present in between the promoter and the structural gene. So here the position of this operator. Now see, this is the operator which is present in between this promoter and the structural gene. So third point is the operator gene of the lac operon. The third point component. This operator gene operates, or again see that the switching on or switching off of the lac operon depends on this operator genes. Okay, lac operon gets switched on or gets switched off depends on this operator gene. How? That we have also seen that here in the expression of the regulator gene, we have seen that this regulator gene produces the mRNA, this mRNA produces the repressor protein, this repressor protein in absence of inducer binds to the operator and inhibit the activity of the operator. That's why the RNA polymerase from this promoter region cannot reach to the operator side, because this region is completely blocked by this repressor protein. So this operator region means here it acts as a barrier, and this RNA polymerase cannot move toward the structural gene because operator side is blocked. And when the RNA polymerase cannot move toward the structural gene cannot produce the mRNA, because for formation of mRNA, RNA polymerase will be required, and that RNA polymerase cannot reach toward the structural gene because of the blocking of the site of the operator gene. Operator gene acts as a barrier in between the structural genes, because due to structural genes inactivation of this promoter, RNA polymerase cannot move toward the structural gene. कारण RNA polymerase ला structural gene कडे जाण्यासाठी कुणाचा पहिल्यांदा फॉलो केला पाहिजे? ऑपरेटरचा. कारण RNA polymerase ऑपरेटर जीन कडे आधी आलं पाहिजे, मग ऑपरेटर जीन कडून कुठे आलं पाहिजे? ते स्ट्रक्चरल जीन कडे. पण ऑपरेटर रिजनच ब्लॉक झाल्यामुळे RNA polymerase इथं पुढे येऊ शकत नाही, आणि हे ऑपरेटर रिजन ब्लॉक कुणी केलं? तर रिप्रेसर प्रोटीन. त्यामुळे काय होणार आहे? तर हे स्ट्रक्चरल जीन्स mRNA तयार करू शकणार नाहीत. mRNA तयार नाही झालं तर बीटा गॅलेक्टोसाइडेज Z जीन पासून, बीटा गॅलेक्टोसाइडेज परिमेज Y जीन पासून, आणि ट्रान्स ॲसेटलेज A जीन पासून तयार होणार नाही. म्हणजे त्या ठिकाणी लॅक्टोज मेटाबॉलिझम होणार नाही. त्यामुळे लॅक्टोज इथे ॲबसेंटच आहे, इंडस्ट्री ॲबसेंटच आहे, म्हणून तुम्हाला हे मेकॅनिझम पाहायला मिळतं. दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज अ स्विचिंग ऑफ of the lac operon Why? Because the inhibition of the operator gene. So here you can get the idea about how this operator gene is responsible for the switching on or switching off of the lac operon. So first thing is that here you will see that this operator gene is present. This operator gene is present in between the promoter and the structural gene. Operator gene is present in between promoter and the structural gene. It is the location or the position of this operator gene. Second point is that operator decide whether the lac operon gets switch on or the switch off. One question is there, that is the which gene decide the switching off or the switching on of the lac operon. The answer is of the operator. The answer is of the operator. Okay. Second point, operator gene decides the switching on or the switching off of the activity in relation to or in cooperation with the repressor protein. Because when the repressor protein binds to the operator, the lac operon gets switch off. But when the repressor protein cannot bind with the operator, lac operon cannot get switch off, it gets switch on. So in cooperation with this repressor protein, operator gene decide whether the lac operon gets switch on or the switch off. Okay, so this the third component of the lac operon, that is called as operator gene. It is present near the structural gene and the promoter region, or in between the promoter region and the structural gene. This operator gene always work in cooperation with the repressor protein to decide whether the lac operon gets switch on or the switch off. So this is about the third component, which is called as the operator gene. Then the fourth component of the lac operon, and that is called as the structural gene. In the last lecture we have seen that these structural genes are the polycistronic type of structural genes. That means they are involved for formation of more than one protein. See here, we have also told that the role of each structural gene, that is there is always question asked that the Z gene produces which type of the enzyme, Y gene produces which type of enzyme, or the A gene is responsible for the production of dot dot type of enzymes. Enzymes are nothing but the protein. So we have seen the role of the genes are the formation of the protein, and in this lac operon, these genes, structural genes, form the different types of enzymes, that mean different types of the protein, and these proteins are always formed after formation of the mRNA, because in the protein synthesis first step is the transcription and the next step is the translation. So these structural genes first have to form the mRNA, and then they will develop these different types of the enzyme, or will form the different types of the enzyme. So the structural genes, what is important for the structural genes? Structural genes are polycistronic type of structural genes, because it is an example of the prokaryotic. In our previous 2 to 3 lectures we have also seen that in the eukaryotic organism, structural genes are the monocistronic, while in a prokaryotic organism, structural genes are polycistronic. And one trick I have given to you, that polycistronic and prokaryotic, PP is linking, means polycistronic is related to prokaryotic, okay, and opposite to it, monocistronic is related to eukaryotic. So it is E. coli example. E. coli is an example of the prokaryotic cell. Here you will see that this is ZYA are the structural genes, and these ZYA structural genes are responsible for formation of more than one protein, more than one enzyme. That's why we call it as a polycistronic gene. So what is important for the structural genes? The structural genes are of 3 types, ZYA. These structural genes are present near to the operator gene, and we have seen the role of the structural gene, that this Z gene is responsible for formation of which enzyme? Beta galactosidase. This Y gene is responsible for which enzyme? Permease. And this A gene is responsible for which enzyme? Transacetylase. We have also seen the role of each enzyme. The beta galactosidase produced by the Z gene is responsible for hydrolysis of the lactose into glucose and galactose. This Y gene, which produces the permease enzyme, this enzyme is responsible for entry of lactose into a cell. and this A gene which is responsible for formation of the trans-acetylase. This enzyme transfer acetyl group from acetyl-CoA to beta-galactosidase. Acetyl-CoA is one of the metabolite produced in the cytoplasm. On this acetyl-CoA, the acetyl group is there. That acetyl group from that acetyl-CoA is transferred on this beta-galactosidase, which is secreted by the Z gene. Is the role of this A gene, and this is necessary for the metabolism of lactose. So it is one of the chemical reaction that trans-acetylase enzyme transfer the acetyl group from the substance acetyl-CoA to the beta-galactosidase, and when it is completed, then lactose metabolism can be completed. So we have seen the role of the structural genes, role of their enzymes in the lactose metabolism. So then what is important? Number of students cannot understand that how this operator gene is responsible for the switching on or the switching off of the lac operon. That here we are going to discuss. See here, if you have studied the previous part of this topic very well, then you can understand that the promoter region is a region, just we have explained here, on which the RNA polymerase bind. From this promoter region, RNA polymerase come here to the regulator gene. With the help of that RNA polymerase, regulator gene form the mRNA. From that mRNA later on form the repressor protein. Then that RNA polymerase move towards this promoter region. Okay. From this promoter region, RNA polymerase moves towards the operator region, and from the operator region, RNA polymerase move towards the structural gene. But when this operator gene get blocked by this repressor protein, then what happen? There is a large barrier is present in between this promoter and the structural region. When this operator region get blocked by the repressor protein, there is a large barrier developed in between this promoter and the structural gene. And then what happen? The RNA polymerase which is present on the promoter region cannot move towards the structural gene because of the blockage of this operator gene. And then what happen here? Due to which these structural genes cannot produce the mRNA. So in the last lecture we have seen that if the inducer is present in the environment of the E. coli bacteria or in the culture of E. coli bacteria, what happen? This inducer, see here, if we see, this is the repressor protein. This inducer which we call as a lactose sugar, this inducer binds to this repressor protein, okay, and due to which this repressor protein becomes inactivated, its structure gets changed, and such a distorted structure असलेला repressor protein, inactivated झालेला repressor protein cannot bind to this operator region, and that's why operator region cannot block this, remain as it is, and that's why what happen? This RNA polymerase from promoter goes to the operator, and this operator region allows that RNA polymerase towards the structural gene, and with the help of this structural gene, this structural gene ZYA first form the mRNA molecule. Okay, this is we call as a transcription. So RNA polymerase goes towards the structural gene which is get allowed by this operator gene. With the help of this RNA polymerase, there will be mRNA formation takes place, that is called as a transcription. This mRNA later on forms the polypeptide chain, that is called as a translation, and this polypeptide chain includes 3 types of enzyme, that is nothing but beta-galactosidase permease, and the trans-acetylase. So there are the formation of the enzyme takes place in the process of the translation, and here we have seen that the operon gets switch on, that means all these enzymes later on get involved in the lactose metabolism. So it is very, very important, and I think that you will understand these parts of the lac operon. So this is about the structural genes, how it is responsible for the formation of mRNA, and from that mRNA different enzymes will be formed. And the last component of this, it is not a component of this lac operon, but it is a substance, and according to which there will be switching on or the switching off of the lac operon. So inducer is nothing but a small molecule which is present in the cytoplasm of the E. coli, in the culture of the E. coli. Generally this inducer is nothing but the lactose sugar. This inducer when present in the culture of lac operon, the repressor protein cannot bind to operator because this inducer molecule inactivate repressor. That's why repressor cannot bind to the operator. Okay, but when inducer is absent, repressor protein easily binds to the operator, block the activity of the operator, and that's why operon get switch off. So these are the some of the important points of this inducer. Inducer also work in cooperation with this repressor protein. Okay, not cooperation, but inducer sometimes binds with this repressor protein, and such a inducer repressor complex, decide the switching off of the lac or switching on of the lac operon. Inducer and the repressor complex switching on the lac operon, because lac operon form the mRNA and the enzyme. So all of this is about the lac operon. So this is about the regulator gene, promoter gene, operator gene, structural gene, and the inducer. Same point is given again in our textbook, and it is about the role of lactose. It is about the role of lactose. So lac operon is a very important part of the regulation of the gene expression, and if there is question asked on the lac operon, then you have to explain this regulator gene, promoter gene, operator gene, structural gene, and the last part is the inducer. Now the one short note is given in our textbook, and that is called as the lactose. See, that is the role of lactose. See here, number of students think that the figure which is given in our textbook regarding to this lactose metabolism or lac operon is cannot easily understand, but the figure that we have discussed here, we have sketched here, is very important, because in the NCERT book the same figure is given, and after completion of this topic the main thing from the NCERT we will discuss. So the figure that we have discussed here, we have sketched here, is very important for the lac operon, because it is very easy one and you can understand easily the concept of the lactose metabolism. But the figure which is given in our book is very complicated one. If we see clearly or if we study well, then you can understand the same thing is given there, but it is somewhat in complicated form. So you should draw the same figure which we have discussed here. Now the lactose sugar. Here the same point we are going to revise here. The role of lactose means lactose is a sugar which is not generally present in the E. coli culture medium. Generally it has a glucose as a source of energy, but Jacob and Monod provided a lactose sugar to the E. coli culture, and they have to observe how the activity of gene get switch on or the switch off in this E. coli bacteria. So lactose sugar is a sugar which acts as a inducer. It is present in the these are the small molecules of the lactose sugar which are present in the culture medium of the E. coli in the cytoplasm of the E. coli. So we have seen that the Y gene, which is responsible for formation of the permease enzyme, and that permease enzyme allows this lactose sugar to enter into the cell. So lactose sugar first enter into the cell of the E. coli with the help of this permease enzyme. After completion of the activity of the permease enzyme, this lactose sugar, all lactose sugar get enter into the cell of the E. coli, and when the lactose sugar is present, which we call as the inducer, is present in the culture of the E. coli, that E. coli's operon always get switch on. Operon model gets always switch on because this inducer is present there, and that's why structural gene can form the different types of the enzymes. Okay, so structural genes form different types of the enzyme when lactose sugar in the form of inducer is present in the surrounding of the E. coli. This inducer level when gets fall off or when it is gets slowly decrease, inducer level जर कमी झाले E. coli बॅक्टेरियामध्ये तर काय होणार आहे त्या ठिकाणी, this operon get again switch off कारण का तर इंड्युसर कमी झाला तर इंड्युसर रिप्रेसर प्रोटीनला इनिबिट करू शकणार नाही आणि रिप्रेसर प्रोटीन कुणाला बाइंड होऊ शकतो ऑपरेटरला. ऑपरेटरला रिप्रेसर प्रोटीन बाइंड झाला की स्ट्रक्चर जीनची ॲक्टिव्हिटी काय होणार आहे, स्विच ऑफ होणार आहे, म्हणजेच त्या ठिकाणी कुठलेही एन्झाईम्स तयार होणार नाहीत. सो दिस इज अबाउट द रोल ऑफ लॅक्टोज. दॅट मीन्स वेन इट इज प्रेझेंट इन मोर नंबर then it gets switch on the lac operon, but when their concentration get decreased, then automatically that operon gets switched off, and here the entry of this lactose into the cell is only due to this permease enzyme. So students, I think you will be clear, or you should have the idea about this regulation of the gene expression. आपल्या सगळ्यांना जीन एक्सप्रेशन व्यवस्थित कळालं असेल. कालचं आणि आजचं लेक्चर जर व्यवस्थित तुम्ही ऐकलं तर तुम्हाला लॅक ओपेरॉन, एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ द जीन, रेग्युलेशन ऑफ जीन हे व्यवस्थित समजेल. सो हिअर वी हॅव कम्प्लिटेड दिस पॉईंट, लॅक्टोज ओपेरॉन, लॅक ओपेरॉन अँड द रोल ऑफ द लॅक्टोज शुगर इन दॅट लॅक ओपेरॉन. ओके, सो the next point of the same topic that we are going to discuss now, but before that you should know that number of MCQ are related to this lac operon. First, very simple example is lac operon is related to dot sugar, that is the lactose sugar. Lac operon was proposed by scientist Jacob and Monod. Lac operon is a model found in which organism? It is found in the E. coli bacteria. How many genes are present in the lac operon? So you have to know operator, regulator, promoter and structural. There are about 4 genes are present on this lac operon. The role of each gene you should know. Regulator gene, repressor protein formation. Operator gene, it gets switch on or the switch off. Promoter gene on which RNA polymerase bind. Z gene, formation of beta galactosidase. Y gene, formation of the permease, and A gene, formation of the transacetase. So it is very very simple. And what is inducer? Inducer is nothing but the lactose sugar. When it is present, it bind to the pressure protein, inactivated pressure protein. That's why the pressure cannot bind to operator, and that's why operator allows RNA polymerase from promoter to structural gene, and that structural gene will form the mRNA and then later on form different type of enzymes. So it is very very simple thing that we have discussed in this regulation of the gene expression. So here we have completed this point, regulation of gene expression. When you will understand the theory well, then you can easily solve the MCQ regarding to this point. Okay, so these are the about the regulation of gene expression. Then in the same topic, the next point is given after the genomics. It is the DNA fingerprinting. So first we will see DNA fingerprinting and then we will discuss the genomics, what is meant by genomics or its importance. Okay, so first point is here that we are going to discuss is the DNA fingerprinting. There is no relation to this genomics and the DNA fingerprinting. So you should clear that the point which I am going to discuss first is the DNA fingerprinting, and later on we will see the genomic concept. So next point is the DNA fingerprinting. DNA fingerprinting is very interesting and important part of this topic. Okay, everyone has curiosity, that is what is meant by DNA fingerprinting. So we'll discuss the same point here. See, I will first give the introduction of this DNA fingerprinting. Everyone has know the concept of the gene, because number of time in this topic we have seen that genes. And what is the genes? At the same point I am going to repeat here, the gene are nothing but the part of DNA, or the gene is that part of the DNA which is responsible for the inheritance or which is responsible for the protein synthesis. So gene is nothing but a part of the DNA. Okay, and where these genes are present? These genes are present on the DNA. DNA are nothing but the chromosome part. So we may also say that genes are present on the chromosomes. Okay, chromosomes are nothing but the DNA. Okay, so DNA, chromosome are the same thing. Genes are present on the chromosome, or we can say that chromosomes are the carrier of the genes. Okay, so what is the role of these genes on that chromosome? These genes are responsible for the expression of the character. Genes are responsible for the expression of character, as well as these genes are responsible for the inheritance of the character. They are also responsible for the inheritance of character. Then all these points are, you know that, because these are the functions of the gene. Expression of the character means the parent genes are transferred to their young ones, to their offspring, to their children, and according to the parents' character, these characters are expressed in their children. म्हणजेच काय सांगा बघू की पॅरेंट सारखं एक्सटर्नल अपीअरन्स, पॅरेंट सारखं दिसणं, पॅरेंट सारखं आपल्या बिहेवियर, पॅरेंटचे जे जे स्ट्रक्चर आहे ते सेम स्ट्रक्चर तुम्हाला मुलांच्यामध्ये डेव्हलप झालेलं पाहायला मिळतं. दॅट मीन्स जीन्स फ्रॉम द पॅरेंट एक्सप्रेस दॅट कॅरेक्टर इन दॅट इंडिव्हिज्युअल. आणि म्हणून आपण थोडेफार आपल्या आई वडिलांसारखे दिसतो, कारण त्यांचे कॅरेक्टर आपल्यामध्ये, त्यांचे जीन आपल्यामध्ये आल्यामुळे एक्सप्रेस होतात. सो दिस इज द एक्सप्रेशन ऑफ द कॅरेक्टर इज वन ऑफ द फंक्शन ऑफ द जीन. Okay, and the second function is that inheritance of the character. These genes inherit from the parent to the offspring, and that's why this character is expressed in the children. कारण मुलांच्या मध्ये ते कॅरेक्टर आधी यावे लागतात, आणि इनहेरिटन्स प्रॉपर सुद्धा कुणाचे आहे, जीनचे आहे. पहिल्यांदा इनहेरिट होतात आणि नंतर एक्सप्रेस होतात. सो दीज आर द फंक्शन्स ऑफ द जीन, अँड these genes are present on the chromosome. But you have also well known that we are not exactly Xerox copy of our parent. Even though we have genes of our parent, but we are not exactly Xerox copy of our parent. आपल्या पॅरेंटची आपण पूर्ण झेरॉक्स कॉपी नाही आहे. त्याचं कारण काय? त्याचं एक कारण आहे, तुम्ही जसं लास्ट इयरला you have seen the cell division, and in that cell division you have discussed the two type of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. And in that meiosis you have seen the process of crossing over, and in that crossing over you have studied that the maternal from mother and paternal from the father, these two chromosomes cross over each other, that is called as a crossing over, and due to which there is a mixing of the gene between these two chromosomes. Okay, so our parents' chromosome get mixed or get crossed towards each other in the process of meiosis. That's why what happens, there is a recombination of the genes of the parents, mother and father genes get recombined, get mixed with each other, and these mixed genes then pass toward the children, toward the offspring, and that's why due to the mixed genes we have the characters which is not exactly similar to our parent, but they are mixing. म्हणजे आपल्यामध्ये आई आणि वडिलांचे मिक्स कॅरेक्टर पाहायला मिळतात. दॅट इज कॉल्ड एज अ रिकॉम्बिनेशन. ओके, सो दिस इज अ फर्स्ट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग इज दॅट how we can we differ from our parent, not exactly Xerox copy. The first reason we have seen that recombination of the parental gene takes place in the crossing over, and that's why we have not the same copy of our parent, but mixed genes are transferred in our body. Second thing is that during the gamete formation, that is testes from the sperm and ovaries from the egg, at the time of gamete formation there will be infrequent mutation. There will be infrequent mutation. Infrequent mutation means the mutation which will not occur normally, but rare. If there is infrequent mutation takes place, then only we will find that some genes of the parents can change due to the mutation. Because the term mutation we have seen very clearly, mutation means sudden change in the DNA. So at the time of the transfer of gene from parent to offspring with the gametes, there will be some type of mutation takes place, and this mutation can change the genes, and such change genes are transferred into the parents. Such change genes are transferred into the such change genes from the parents are transferred into the children's, and due to which we are not exact Xerox copy of our parents. So this is the second reason, and so you should know that why we are not exact similar to our parent, even though we have the genes from parent. First thing is that our parent shows recombination of gene, and second one is that during formation of gametes some kind of mutation takes place there, and due to which we cannot have the exact copy of our parental genes. Okay, so here the first thing is that every individual has its own type of gene. प्रत्येक इंडिव्हिज्युअलकडे त्याच्याकडं त्याचे वेगळा पॅटर्न असलेले जीन असतात. प्रत्येक इंडिव्हिज्युअलकडे त्याच्याकडं वेगळा पॅटर्न असणारे जीन असतात. सो एव्हरी इंडिव्हिज्युअल हॅज इट्स ओन टाइप ऑफ जीन. ओन टाइप ऑफ जीन मीन्स the gene which is present in one individual is not similar to the genes present in the another individual. म्हणजे एखाद्या इंडिव्हिज्युअलकडे एखाद्या पर्सनकडे जे जीन्स आहेत ते जीन दुसऱ्या पर्सनकडे असणार नाहीत. सो इट इज दॅट एव्हरी इंडिव्हिज्युअल हॅज हिज ओन टाइप ऑफ जीन अँड दॅट इज कॉल्ड ॲज इट्स फिंगरप्रिंट. त्याला म्हणायचं त्याच्या जीनची फिंगरप्रिंट. सो एका माणसाची असलेली फिंगरप्रिंट दुसऱ्या माणसाकडे असणार नाही. Okay, this point is interesting. In this point we have to see that is what is DNA fingerprinting, which are the steps of DNA fingerprinting, and what is the applications of the DNA fingerprinting. This point we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay, so here we have finished today's lecture up to the introduction of the DNA fingerprinting. Thank you.